What's up, guys? It's Dylan again. What I'm going to be bringing to you today is a video for people who are wanting to buy an iPad or maybe upgrade their iPad, and they've got some questions on whether or not they should or should not either get one or upgrade. It's not going to be too long of a video. There's just a few things out there that I'd like to point out to people who maybe are interested in that. I apologize beforehand about the shakiness of the video quality. I'm having to do this recording on my iPhone 6. I don't have my camera with me right now. And I apologize ahead of time. I have a bad cold, so I just want to go ahead and get that stuff out there. So, first thing we're going to be going over is someone who's looking to buy an iPad. And the first thing you need to ask yourself is, are you wanting the smaller mini size, or do you want the flagship tablet that Apple's selling and the iPad Airs? Now, let's focus on the iPad Airs first. Apple has just released the iPad Air 2 a couple weeks ago, and they basically stayed to the same format of, we're going to raise the price to or lower the price of the old one to $399 and keep the $499 retail price for 16 gigabyte for the new model. So, for $100 more, you're going to get a little bit more different options on the iPad Air 2. First off, it's going to be a little bit thinner. Let's go down here and look at the, I've jumped ahead a little bit and look at these specs on it. So, the depth of the iPad Air 2 is going to be at 0.24 inches and 6.1 millimeters. The iPad Air is going to be at 0.29 inches and 7.5 millimeters. That is not a huge difference, but when you hold it in your hand, you can really tell that the iPad Air 2 is a lot thinner. Width, it's going to be the same, and height is going to be the same. Now, let's go back up here for a minute. You can see the prices right there. As you see, the iPad Air 2 on the right, sticking with the $399 for 16 gigabyte and $449 for the 32 gigabyte. Now, on the iPad Air 2, like they did with the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, you're going to be going up from 16 gigabytes to 64 gigabytes for only $100 more. So, my suggestion is, you got the money for $500 for the iPad Air 2, go ahead and pay an extra $100 and more than double your gigabyte space. Now, besides that, what you're also going to get is the different color options. This time you can get the gold iPad, and they only have the silver and black for the iPad Air. So the iPad Air 2, you get the choice of silver, black, or gold. Another thing is the Touch ID. Touch ID has now been incorporated to the iPad Air 2. It is not on the iPad Air, so that's something else that you may want to look at. And so let's go for internals with the A8X chip and the M8 camera processor. And then on the iPad Air, you have the A7 chip with the M7 motion processor. So, there's not a huge amount of difference in the design for this, but just besides them making it a little bit thinner and then also them adding the gold aspect to it, which I do like. I like the gold iPad, and I also like the black one. So that you're gonna have to decide on your own which color to get. But if you're one of those people who don't have a tablet, or you have a tablet but it's not a Apple tablet, and you're looking at the bigger models of the tablets, and you're wondering, which one should you do, I would suggest go ahead and get the iPad Air 2. It is, it's got a better camera. It's got an 8 megapixel camera. The iPad Air regular first edition only has 5 megapixel camera, and you've got burst mode on the iPad Air 2, and you also have slow motion. You have the slow motion camera on the iPad Air 2. So for an extra $100, maybe an extra $200, depending on whether you want to get the 64 gigabyte model or not, which is a good deal in my mind, it'll cost you around that amount. So if you have an iPad Air right now, do not upgrade. It is not worth it, I don't think, unless you're one of those people who has to have the latest and greatest model of everything, and you've got $500 to just blow on a tablet. You could go donate that to a charity, but whatever, you can just blow it on your tablet if you want to do that. So let's move on to the next subject, the iPad minis. If you're one of the people who want to do an iPad mini and you want the smaller tablet, you have the regular iPad mini, the iPad mini 2, and the iPad mini 3. Now the difference is the iPad mini, the first one, it does not have a Retina display. It does not have Touch ID. It's only going to cost you $249, but when you look at that comparatively to the iPad mini 2, which has the Retina display, and also a better processor, that's really a terrible deal. So my advice to you, do not buy the iPad mini first generation. I do not know why they still have it. Do not get this one. Put a big X on it. If you're going to get an iPad mini, either get the iPad mini 2 or the iPad mini 3. Now, if you have an iPad mini 2 and you're wanting to upgrade to an iPad mini 3, you're an idiot. Do not do that. I'm going to tell you why. For one, the only differences are the price. You're going to pay an extra $100 for the price. You're going to get the option of having gold. You're going to get the Touch ID. And you're basically going to be getting every other spec internals the same. Like nothing. It's all the same. You've got the same quality. You've got the same display. It's all same. 720p HD video. That you can just pause this and read it for yourself. Everything is the same from the iPad Mini 2 to the iPad Mini 3. Even the camera. The camera is the same. 5 megapixel. Everything is the same. The only two different things that you're going to be doing for the iPad Mini 2 and the iPad Mini 3 is on this, you're going to have the option for gold, and you're going to get the Touch ID. That's it. For $100 extra, you're going to have a gold option and the Touch ID. That is an idiotic move. It has the same internals, the same processor, the same megapixel camera, the same display, the same size, the same height, everything. You're going to get that with this. And that's just not worth it to me. I think that's an idiotic move, and I do not know what Apple was thinking when they did this, but I know they're probably going to have some people out there that buy it or upgrade from it. So, if you're wanting one of the iPad minis, go for the iPad mini 2. You're going to get the best bang for your buck. But if you're just one of those people, you have to have that latest and greatest. You want the gold, you want the Touch ID, get the iPad mini 3. If you want to waste your money on that, you go for it. I'm just here to tell you that it's a stupid idea. This is definitely the best build for the iPad mini. Now, for people wanting to upgrade, if you have a iPad mini, you have an iPad 4th generation, you have an iPad 3, 2, 1, you had any of the older models before the iPad mini or at the iPad mini, if you had anything between the iPad mini and back and you want to upgrade, do it. If you have an iPad mini and you want to go bigger, go for the Air or the Air 2. Probably go for the Air 2 because you get a little bit more with it. The upgrade from the Air to the Air 2 is much better than the Mini to from the Mini 2 to the Mini 3. So I say do that. If you have anything back behind this, you know, the iPad 4th generation, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, whatever, and you want to go up, if you like the size of your old iPad, go with the Airs. You're going to like those much better. If you think it's too big, you want something smaller, try out the Minis. Go in the Apple Store and try it out. But this has just been a quick video of what I think on the iPad Airs and all the models. It's basically been a blasting video for the iPad Mini 3, which I think is ignorant. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys choose to do, whether you're wanting to buy an iPad or you don't. Tell me which iPad you have. Tell me which iPad you think's better. Or tell me how much you hate iPads for you Android fanboys out there. Subscribe to my channel. I do reviews on phones, phone cases, and everything that has to do with Apple, basically. I will be doing a review on the LifeProof free case, so go ahead and subscribe, like this video, leave your comments, and that way you can be ready to go whenever I do my video on that, because it is coming out this month. But thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.